Facebook just announced that dynamic creatives are soon going to be gone forever, and I want to show you how can you make the best use of the new flexible format that Facebook is using to replace dynamic creatives with. If you don't know who I am and you're new to this channel, my name is Justin and I'm the founder at paidadvertising.com, an online marketing growth firm specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying online growth. We spent over $9.6 million on ads in the last year alone and have worked now in our lifetime with over 140 plus clients. And with that said, let's get straight into today's video. So this actually comes at a very funny time because I've recently released on the channel a video about are dynamic ads dead in 2024, and then a week later Facebook just changes their way of doing things and then they say that dynamic creatives are going to be removed. So I want to show you how does that look like and how am I just restructuring my campaigns to accommodate for that. So here's how it traditionally looked like. Now, not all ad accounts are going to be having this new flexible format. Only some of our ad accounts have had it so far. Now, typically what used to happen is whenever you went to the ad set level on a Facebook ad account, you would be able to scroll down and turn on this little toggle that says dynamic creative, okay? So to show you what this does, right, if you're unfamiliar with dynamic creative, if I go to my ad right now and I scroll down, you can see that my ad, I can only upload like one image or one video perhaps. If I go back to my ad set level and I do turn on dynamic creative and I go continue, and then I go back to my ad, now if I scroll down, you can see it changed. It says select images or select videos. And I typically can select 10 assets when I do so right here. I would never go as far as selecting 10 assets, but our structure looked like this. We typically had one prospecting campaign, so a CBO campaign. Under it, we had 3 main ad sets running at any given point, sometimes more, right? 3 main ad sets to start a new account. Each ad set would have this dynamic creative toggle turned on. And then under each of these ad sets, you would have one ad as a dynamic creative, okay? And the way to structure it was like this. You would have 3 creatives, so 3 photos or 3 videos, 2 headlines, 2 pieces of copy. All 3 creatives would be around the same concept, same mass market desire, same market awareness level, same overall angle, one slight tweak, usually a hook variation across all 3 creatives. Headlines, you would typically have one new headline that is aligned and associated with these 3 creatives, one new copy, which again is aligned and associated with these creatives, and then you would have one, like the best performing headline and the best performing copy of the account, okay? Now, that changes slightly because here's the look into a new ad account, okay? If I go into a new ad account now, you can see if I go to the ad set level and I go to dynamic creative, it's still there, but then it tells me, hey, dynamic creative will be going away soon. Until then, using dynamic creative will enable the flexible ad format. And this is the new format for which Facebook is replacing DCTs or dynamic creative testing with. When you read into what the flexible ad format is, not gonna lie, spoiler alert, it's the exact same thing of a dynamic creative test. Okay, the exact same thing, but now instead of being at the ad set level, it simply has been moved at the ad level. Seriously, this is the only difference. And quite frankly, I think it makes a lot of sense because I always wondered, the dynamic creative test has nothing to do with the ad set level. It always happens at the ad level. So why is this a toggle at the ad set level? Frankly, I never had a straight answer for that. But if I go back to my ad set on this new account right here, you can see I can not turn off dynamic creative. And what I can do instead, right, I can go to my ad level. And if I scroll down, you can see there's a new format. There's single image or video, carousel, collection, or flexible. If I select single image or video, it's the same thing as my other ad account, right? Which I showed you earlier, which is I can only select one image. And now if I go back up and I select flexible, now scrolling back down, here you go. You can upload up to 10 pieces of media, 5 pieces of primary text, 5 headlines, and 5 descriptions, which is the exact same limits of a dynamic creative test. Now, the beauty is every single dynamic creative test you already have live on your ad account, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to change those. They're still going to be running. They're still going to be working. So you don't have to do anything for that. When Facebook does actually decide to pull the plug and actually remove all the dynamic creative tests, yours will still be working, okay? You just won't be able to make new ones. So now, how does that impact your new account structure? How should you be structuring your ads in the future as more and more accounts will be unlocking this new feature? Well, here's how I would do it, which is pretty much the exact same thing. When you go to the after structure, all it looks like is like this. You have same prospecting campaign, same thing being structured as a CBO. Then you have one ad set instead of having one ad set per dynamic creative test. You only have one. This ad set in itself is a broad ad set by nature. So you no interest, no custom audiences, no lookalikes. And then all you do is you would build your ads under the same ad set. And instead of optimizing here, what I would typically do is I would always optimize at the ad set level. I would never really kill an ad. I would always kill an ad set because one ad set used to equal one dynamic creative test ad. Okay. Whereas now you optimize back at the ad level. If an ad works or doesn't work, you kill it or you keep it running, right? So these are flexible ads right now. And you keep the same structure. The same 322 method works just as well as it did before. You have 3 pieces of creatives, 2 pieces of headline, 2 pieces of copy, all under this flexible ad format. Instead, again, you just go to the ad level right here, and then you would upload your 3 creatives. So 3 out of 10, you would upload 2 out of 5, and then 2 out of 5 right here when it comes to headline. I typically don't do descriptions. I leave this empty for the most part. I don't think it has that big of a value into my ad account's performance. But nonetheless, instead of, again, kind of going back right here to this first account, which let's just say, right, to kind of simplify this would have been like DCT1, and then I would have had, you know, DCT001 right here. And then if I wanted to make a new dynamic creative test, what I would have had to do is just go quick duplicate, and I would have made a separate ad set. Now you go one single ad set, which you call it broad, and then you have ad 1, which you can still put a flexible format testing right here, right? And then you can just upload all of your assets within this. And if you want to make a second one, no worries. You just duplicated the ad level now instead of duplicating at the ad set level, and you just keep stacking ads under the same ad set. Now, one thing I'm not sure why Facebook has or hasn't done yet, I'm sure it will be coming sooner, at least I hope it's going to come soon. This to me, right, if you follow this structure, it looks a hell of a lot like an Advantage Plus shopping campaign, or it looks very, very similar to it, right? You have one campaign, one ad set, it's going broad, all your ads are below it. So now the question is flexible format available with Advantage Plus shopping campaigns? Well, the answer is, at least for now, at the time of recording this video, no. When you do go to the ad level on an Advantage Plus shopping campaign, the only thing you can select is single image or video. You don't yet have flexible format. Again, this might change by the time you watch this video, so check it out, right? Explore and see whether or not this is now a new feature. But for now, essentially this just kind of says that, hey, the only way for you to do that is to go ahead and work with this CBO structure and kind of mimic an Advantage Plus shopping campaign by nature, by going broad and having a simple account structure. And again, you just simply move your creative testing at the ad level instead of being a toggle at the ad set level. So long story short, the lesson of this video is dynamic creatives is going away as a feature at the ad set level, but it's only being moved now to flexible format at the ad level. This slightly changes the ad account structure. Instead of optimizing at the ad set level, you optimize more so at the ad level now. You either kill or leave the ads running instead of killing or leaving the ad sets running. So very similar, just slight different change in where that toggle is at and naming conventions for it. Now, the one difference between a dynamic creative test and a flexible format is the following. When it comes to a dynamic creative test, you can only select one type of asset, okay? So when it comes to dynamic creative test, let's say you want to select images, you can only select images together. When you select videos, you can only select videos within a dynamic creative test. Now, the difference is that with a flexible format ad, you actually can group videos and photos together within the same flexible format ad. Now, keep in mind, this is very new. It has released now less than a week ago at the time of recording this video, probably less than 2 weeks ago at the time of you seeing that video. I will be doing more tests and more exploration as to whether or not it makes sense for you to start combining formats together. Traditionally, I've never done it. I've always done, if I'm doing a DCT in the past, I would do only videos or only photos. But now you actually can do both. So I'll most likely be putting that to the test and letting you guys know whether or not this is something that is useful to do in your ad account moving forward. Now, if you've made it all the way through this video and you are an e-commerce brand owner or an info product business owner wanting to work with a paid ads partner on a Meta, Google, and or TikTok, click the link down below and book in a call to speak with my team at paidadvertising.com today. And on that note, check out other videos on the channel for some more useful marketing tips, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.